Hey guys, welcome to Eat More Football, the show that satisfies your craving for hot takes. We had another outstanding, well, not outstanding week of college football, but some very interesting scores, especially for Oklahoma State, Kansas State. We'll be recapping that later. We have a few games that we're going to talk about additionally, and then winner chicken dinner and tales from the top 20. But now let's go to this week in sports with TJ.
All right, we are Craigless today. I'm sorry to say, but he needed a day off to spend some time with his family, so we will be missing him. He'll be a spectator for this week. So it will be just us two, no guest picker, kind of take it easy show this week, just chill day. So today we'll be drifting outside the realm of college football. I mean, we're already on week 10, guys. It's crazy. So week 10, other sports are nearing the close. Baseball, I'm referencing. Phillies and the Astros are tied in the World Series as of recording today. Game 3 will be played tonight out of 7. So we will see how that goes. In other news, hockey's starting up. So that's always fun. Tampa Bay Lightning exists, right? So we'll see how that goes. Really, things have been on the down low so far with this week in sports. I guess we could talk about Jimbo Fisher and his son reportedly getting jumped. That's all I'm gonna say. And then there's the whole Jim Harbaugh, Michigan player, getting absolutely just beat up in the locker room after the game. Maybe I can find a way to put that up there. I've gotten lazy with putting videos up, but maybe I can do it this time. So, but yeah. Interesting situations. Moral of the story, don't be stupid, right? All right, so we will move on to week 9 recap. Now is the time, guys. Look at this. Candy corn, leftover Halloween candy. Halloween is over. We are moving on to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving episode incoming. Anybody? Rivalry week episode, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're all our gear. But it's time to eat the leftover Halloween candy. Don't let it sit, because the chocolate will turn white.
As I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it does. The chocolate, it turns white when it gets old. Like it starts to get lighter. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
That's because you eat all the chocolate like one is supposed to do. Yeah. You don't leave it, obviously. Yeah, it's common sense. Yeah. All right. Week 9 recap. Oklahoma State shut out at Kansas State, 48-0. What happened, Mike Gundy? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. No, what do you have to say about that?
Not much. I mean, that stadium in Manhattan, Kansas was rocking, but I don't even know. Deuce Vaughn is Kansas State's best player. He had a solid game. Nothing to really write home about. 158 yards, but I don't know. They just got whooped. That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of just sent him into shock a little bit. Back to the SEC, Florida versus Georgia. I'm surprised we even scored 40 points or 20 points. Sorry, we didn't score 40 points. That was Georgia. Final score was 42-20. I mean, we almost we did cover the spread by half a point. Yeah, so I'll take it. I'm glad that we just scored 20 points. So that's kind of where we're at as a program. But it really isn't as bad as it could have been. It started off really bad. It was 28-3 at halftime, and then we came back 17 unanswered points in the third quarter, and then we kind of got, I guess, tired. I don't know. I turned the game off, so whatever. It's fine. All right. Tennessee demolishes Kentucky at Neyland Stadium. Final score, I think it was 44-6. I mean, come on, that's just insane. So Tennessee's good, right? I think we know that.
I think we all do that, yeah.
Yep. Wake Forest upset by Louisville, double-digit upset, and that was at Louisville, I think.
Yes.
But still, Louisville. I said at the beginning of the year about Malik Cunningham and all that, and then I kind of hopped off that train and went on to bandwagon Tennessee. But don't sleep on Louisville.
Yeah, watch them.
In other news, Illinois is number 14. Not much to be said about that. I'm just impressed by that fact. They're never ranked. Yeah, Brett Bielema. Missouri upset South Carolina. What was the final score of that? It was
23-10.
23-10. So, and that was at South Carolina. So,
yes, William Bryce Stadium.
Crazy. Any given Saturday. So that, yes, they were talking about on SEC Nation this Saturday about like South Carolina fans, you guys got to celebrate because this is the first time you've been ranked since like 2013 or whatever, like ranked in the top 25 at this stage in the season. And then they lose to Missouri. So now they're out of the top 25. Miami back in the stink category, like we said last week. Miami into 4 overtimes versus Virginia. I don't even know. Final score was like 14-10 or something. Yeah, that's so sad. I mean, you guys just suck. I mean, and I'm a Florida fan.
And they got Cormani McClain.
Yeah, and they got Cormani McClain. And in recruiting news, 5-star plus Cormani McClain commits to the U and not Florida. He was like 98% predicted to go to Florida, and then he commits to Miami. So I'm not very happy about that. But whatever. I don't care. We'll get over it. All right. No guest picker this week. No guest picker last week either. So we will keep you guys updated on standings and whatever, but that'll mainly be during a top 20 segment. So we will move on to some week 10 picks, get through these, relatively quickly. Let me start at the top of the slate. Florida versus Texas A&M at A&M. Texas A&M is favored by 3.5 points. So not a huge spread at Kyle Field. Florida comes in at 4-4. Texas A&M at 3-5. Who you got?
Oh, it's a tough one. I mean, both teams are having a mid-off right now. They're trying to see who the most mediocre team can be.
It's not good.
I really don't like Texas A&M at all. They just stink. I dislike them so much. But I don't know. Let's do the Gators. I'll pick the Gators this week.
That's a good pick. Go Gators, as always. Can't pick against them. Whatever. All right.
Last week.
Yeah, which good pick. I mean, I would have picked against them if they weren't my team, obviously. But all right, next one. Baylor versus Oklahoma at Oklahoma in Norman. Baylor and Oklahoma both come in at 5-3, but Baylor has one more win in the Big 12 than Oklahoma does. Oklahoma's favored by 3 points, just a field goal. So tight spread. Noah, who you got?
Oof, it's close. It's at Oklahoma, which is good for them because they've been having some troubles this season. Baylor has a 52% chance to win, which is weird because Oklahoma actually is 3-point spread in this game. So Baylor has a higher chance to win, but they're also the dog in this game, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm going to pick Baylor. I feel like Oklahoma has just gone way down this season. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to fight back after that. So give me Dave Moran.
Boomer. That's right. I'm going with the Sooners. The power of Michael Turk. After the trick play that they did during the last game. Whatever. Yeah. I have nothing to lose, right? Go for the upset. All right. Next, what do we have? Tennessee, number 2. Georgia, number 1. That is where game day is headed. Both undefeated in the SEC and in regular season play. Georgia comes in favored at 9 points and is in Athens.
I don't know. That spread is mighty high. Considering how well Tennessee's been playing. I'm really torn on who to root for in this game. Because on the one hand, Tennessee beat Alabama, proceeded to rush the stadium and toss their own goalpost into a river.
They haven't won in 16 years.
Okay. Just have some class when you win a football game.
Well, it's not. That wasn't just a football game. That just wasn't a football game. That was different. This is Tennessee's first year being actually decent, in forever.
That's true. So that's true. But on the other hand, Georgia beat Alabama in the national championship game, and
They
their
bark at
fans
people.
also stink. They bark at people in the streets. So I don't know who to pick. Georgia, I don't know. I'm going to pick Georgia to win, but Tennessee to cover. I predict a field goal game.
I'm sure our previous guest picker, Lonnie Tidmarsh, will not appreciate this. Good old Rocky Top. That's all I'll say right there. Go Vols. That's right.
You didn't have to sing Rocky Top. You didn't have to do that to me.
So anticlimactic, but yeah, I'll take Tennessee for that one as I put my candy corn in my mouth. All right, hold on. What are we doing? Alabama versus LSU is up next. Number 6, Alabama. Number 15, LSU. Alabama 7-1. LSU comes in at 5-2. Alabama's favored by 12, and it is at Baton Rouge. Watch out, 7 p.m. Ooh,
Halloween.
Wait, what?
Yo, it's like Saturday after Halloween.
The Saturday after Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
So
kind of Halloween.
So who are you gonna pick?
Who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Yep.
Roll Tide. Let's get another streak going on.
I'm going to have to pick Alabama for this one. I need LSU to lose because I want them to, and I also think Alabama needs this win, like desperately. Yes. You guys really need it for momentum's sake. All right, next up, Texas versus Kansas State. Kansas State comes in ranked at number 13 after the shutout against Oklahoma State. Texas comes in 5-3, and Kansas State at 6-2. Texas is actually a 1-point favorite in Manhattan, Kansas, and it is a night game.
Man. Yeah, that's really weird considering the game that Kansas State just had. I don't know. I'm torn to pick between these because Texas has been really up and down this season. Kansas State was really down this season against Tulane, but they've been on a rise these past couple weeks. I think Kansas State will win in a close game. I predict they'll get up really big, and Texas is going to come back, but it won't be enough. So, Kansas State.
The key to this game is Quinn Ewers. If that man has another game like 2 weeks ago, game over. 19 for 47. That stat will be forever burned in my brain now. So if he has, but Texas comes off a bye week this week. So I get a little bit of a break, to work on some of that stuff. But Kansas State hoping to continue some of that momentum. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Come on, Texas. You got to do it for me. I've been accused of being a Steve Sarkisian homer for the past couple of years.
Great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he is a great offensive coordinator. I like the style, so I'm going Texas for that one. All right. Next up is classic rivalry, FSU versus Miami. At Miami. 7:30 kickoff. Miami comes in at 4-4. FSU at 5-3. FSU is favored by 7.5. I'll go first. I'm going to take the Noles. I think Florida State is going to cover. I say by 14 or more against Miami.
Yeah, you said it was at Miami. That does nothing for me.
No.
Their home field advantage is like going to a high school game, honestly. So few fans show up. Yeah. So give me them Noles. Yeah, heavily covered. 17 plus points. That's how much they'll win by. Trending
up, very up. I honestly think that FSU might beat us this year, and I don't usually say that, but if not very, very close, I think FSU might beat us this year. All right. Last game on the slate, number 20 Wake Forest versus 21 NC State. They both come in at 6-2, 2-2 in the ACC. Wake comes in favored, -3. At NC State in Raleigh, even though they got upset by Louisville. So Sam Hartman needs to have a good game for this one. So, and Devin Leary's out. So I'm going to go Wake Forest.
Yeah, that's true. This is another one of those weird games where the spread and the power index do not match. Devin Leary's out. That's huge. Yeah. I got to pick Sam Hartman. I got to go with Wake Forest just because of that.
Nice. Good pick. Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season after the whatever injury. I didn't think it looked that serious. I mean, Quinn Ewers literally came back in like 2 or 3 weeks after his shoulder injury. And then
got destroyed.
I guess Devin Leary I thought he had a similar injury, but he's out for the rest of the season. So I guess it's whatever. All right. Let us move on to, well, yeah, we never did this. Hold on. We're a little out of order here because Craig isn't here to keep us in check. But winner, chicken dinner from this past week. Let's get right into it. All right, my winner chicken dinner. Missouri. I kind of just thought of this on the fly, but first of all, we need to have more Missouri hate on this show because Missouri should not be in the SEC. They stink. They stink. They stink. They've only been good in the Big 12 when they were there. So, but no, they managed to hold South Carolina to no points in the first and fourth quarter. Only a touchdown and a field goal the entire game, which is pretty impressive by Missouri standards, especially at South Carolina. Missouri doesn't usually win stuff. So I'll give them my winner chicken dinner for this week. YOLO.
All right. My winner chicken dinner, I'm going to go with quarterback for Kansas State. The most boring name I've ever heard of. His name is Will Howard. It's like a human NPC. But he played great. 21 of 37, almost 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, QBR of 92.1. Like, any way you look at it, that's very impressive. And Kansas State as a whole were so in sync last week. So, yeah, Will Howard, great game.
Nice. All right. So we have done our picks. We've done winner chicken dinner. On to Craig's job, but mine for today. Tales from the top 20. Let's get into it. All right, we will start off with this week's winners at 17-3. That was the top score for this week. John C.A., me, woohoo, finally. Jeff, Ted, my dad, Jerry, and Steve all went 17-3 this week. Noah and Craig are not on the list. Just saying.
Nope.
So we'll get on to Bulls Market. Tammy, my mom, boosted up 2 spots. I moved up 2. Jeff moved up 2, and Matt also moved up 2. Bears Market, 1 person in that category. Mary Beth moved down 4 spots this week. Work for Vegas. Who should work for Vegas? Apparently, I should. Out of all the people. Jeff, Ted, and Jerry are also in that list. We all hit on 50% of our upset picks, which I don't even remember picking any upsets. But whatever. It just happens that way sometimes. Shaken Not Stirred category. Larry, 7 upset picks. Craig did not provide me with how many of those were right, but I think Craig is meaning that most of them were probably wrong. So better luck next week, Larry, my papa. But dog ate my homework. The dog's back again. John Cha.
Again. Jeez.
Congratulations, John Cha. You've made the list 2 weeks in a row. And Jason, I think Caleb was on last week, but Jason this time is on. Pick of the week is our final category. Matt and Larry picked Missouri over South Carolina. The spread was -3.5. So a very good upset for that week. So, all right. Good, solid show, right? Yeah. Short and sweet. Keep it nice and concise for this week. Yeah. So missing Craig this week. He's spending, as I said, some time, much needed time with his family because he works at Chick-fil-A. They work him hard down there at the old Chick-fil-A establishment. So yeah, we will keep you guys updated on more guest picker stuff. I'll have a new show out next week, episode 13 next week. Time flies when you're having fun, right? But yeah, so always a good show. As I say every week, we always enjoy making it. There's never a dull moment. So we will see you in next week's episode of Eat More Football. God bless.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EatMoreFootball, and then send us any of your questions regarding the show or college football or any sport in general, and we'll answer it in our What's Cooking section at eatmorefb@gmail.com. That's Instagram and Twitter at EatMoreFootball, and then our email is eatmorefb@gmail.com. See you next time.